Hello, people of the internet. My name is JD Shadow. It has finally come to pass. The shoe has finally dropped. I got an email either today, yesterday, or within the week, depending on when you watch this. Maker Studios, if you don't remember what has happened and what has occurred during the past couple of weeks, following the news about PewDiePie and what had occurred with him, and I had a feeling that this was the real reason why Disney decided to let him go out of his contract. Remember the different rules that he had to himself instead of what usually occurs during an MCN contract, or in this case, a Maker Studios contract. Well, the real reason is probably the same reason you are seeing this right now on your screen. Now, keep in mind that this is not just me that had gotten this. If you go on Twitter and search for Maker Studios, you will find that a lot of people have gotten this email. So basically, a lot of people are about to get released from their contract of Maker Studios, quite simply because they cannot afford to have this tier in place. The email says, quote, "We are writing to inform you of changes to the Maker Studios network that will impact your YouTube channel. We recently announced that as the creator space has evolved over the past few years, we concluded that we have outgrown our original model of multiple tiers of service for our creator community and that we should move toward a more targeted approach to our creator relationship. We have come to the decision to release you from your Maker Studios network contract effective between March 27th and March 31st, 2017. Now, of course, anybody who has eyes would probably find out that there's a lot of double talk there. They have not outgrown anything. They are losing money. They are deciding to focus on the quote-unquote higher echelon and releasing those on the lower tier that only have a few thousand subscribers, but basically me. So, yeah, between March 27th and March 31st, 2017, any channels or channel you have in the Maker Studios network will be released. Once released, any AdSense revenue associated with your channels will not come to Maker Studios any longer. That is basically the biggest thing about this. If you don't know, Maker Studios or any MCN is going to take a percentage of what you make on your side. Remember, Google AdSense does take 50% of your revenue from your channel, regardless of anything else, before you even get to see any of that. Before Maker Studios even sees any of it, there's really nothing you can do about that. That is what Google AdSense is all about. There's nothing you can do whatsoever about that. Now, after that, Maker Studios takes what it wants. I think it's 30% of the remainder. I think it's that, but I can't make out exactly what it is. However, now that many of these channels are getting released from Maker Studios, they are going to receive most of that back now, or at least they're going to see extra revenue, provided that they can get into this AdSense program if they are not already. There are some concerns about this, but we will get to that when we talk about what else it says. If you earn any revenue prior to our release of your channel, you will continue to be paid as provided to your existing Maker Studios network agreement, as long as we have your tax payment documentation on file. If we do not have this documentation, you will receive a separate communication for us to obtain that information. If you need to complete or update your payment information, please log into your MakerMax account. Now, this for some reason is in bold. I'm going to read it and then I'm going to go into great detail here in just a second because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. In order to continue the monetization of your channel after release from the Maker Studios network, you must activate channel monetization for your accounts directly with YouTube, subject to its rules. Please visit the following link for directions. And then finally, effective immediately, you are free to conduct brand deals related to your channels and content on your own or with the support of your independent team. Any exclusivity requirements tied to your relationship with Maker Studios no longer apply. Which is kind of good to have them say that, at least that's their CYA there. But here's a few issues I have. First of all, they're saying, hey, we're outgrown BS. And because of that, we're just going to say, bye. Good luck in your future endeavors. They just WWE'd you, basically. They said, hey, yeah, sorry about your luck. You're gone. Not any examination of what you've been doing, how well you have grown, anything like that. It's just, let's release you back into the wild and let's make it absolutely clear that we're not going to give you any chance in order to show that you belong on our networks. Now, here's the second part of why this is kind of troublesome. Maker Studios is a parent company of a few other MCNs, Polaris and N4G-TV. Polaris is a bigger network than N4G-TV, but they are both parented by Maker Studios. What happens to them? I was signed onto Maker Studios through N4G-TV. They have not said a word about this yet. None of those MCNs have said anything about this, and I think RPM is ran by Maker Studios as well. What is going to happen to those subsidiaries? Are those going to go out of business? Is that going to be released as well? We need some more information about what exactly that means, because the majority of N4G-TV people are smaller channels. This might apply to as well. So what happens then? I've been dealing mostly directly through Maker, but it's N4G-TV that said, hey, we want you. So what is it? What is going on? Am I going to be with Maker Studios or nobody? Or N4G-TV? Are they going to go independent? What is the deal? We need more information than just that. We need more information if we're going to find out whether or not we want to go to another MCN. If we need another MCN, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Probably not. Probably not that we don't need an MCN. Yes, I'm going to get to it in a minute. If we want to see if anybody else will take us, stuff like that. We need to know that information. Just like, hey, we're going to release you. Good luck. We need information than just what they gave us. Now, the last part, this is where it gets a little bit troubling, because the one thing says, in order to continue monetization after release from Maker Studios Network, you must activate your channel monetization. Wouldn't they already do this before we decided to join up with Maker Studios? Is this something that we already have been approved for? If we are left back out into the wild, does that say that maybe they're going to also deactivate the AdSense? What does that mean? You must activate channel monetization for your accounts directly with YouTube. Is that what we already have done? You're linking to the AdSense, which we have already been approved for. YouTube controls that. You're just linking to that. So why do we have to do that again? Or is it that you go to YouTube and they say, hey, we'll approve whoever your network has? Is that something that we now have to do again? Again, this is something that we need concrete, definitive information for. And right now, we do not have it. We do not have the information about whether or not we can stay with N4G-TV or Polaris or RPM, because those were parented for Maker Studios, or are they controlling the whole thing? Is N4G-TV going to be a moot point? Because again, N4G-TV, that's made entirely from smaller YouTubers. They are just as vulnerable to this. They might have gotten this very same email. Like I said, this is not just me who's gotten this. I didn't do anything wrong. This is what we've been expecting to have happen at some point. Now, am I going to go to another MCN? Probably not. Here's the problem with what happened with Maker Studios. The reason why Maker Studios has gotten so much flack is because they have done absolutely nothing to help the smaller channels. They've helped the larger channels, assuming that you can call it help, but the majority of channels that were under Maker have never been helped at all. Let me give you an example. You remember what I had to go through with Toy Animation, and yes, I'm still wanting to get to what Viz Media brought to my attention. But I had contacted Maker Studios to say, what is going on here? Can I please get some protection because of what's been going on with the reaction videos? They said, yeah, we would like to have a business relationship with Toy Animation, and I heard nothing else from that. Now, also, I've had an issue with trying to actually figure out whether or not I'm going to get paid for a particular period of revenue, or whatever they're calling it, a quarterly payment thing. Now, let it be known, it's not just about money with me. It's not just about that kind of thing with me. It's not just about that with anybody. But if I'm getting told I'm going to get ad revenue for my content, and they don't give it to me when I'm entitled to that, when they're saying that, hey, I'm getting money from these and they're going to pay me when they get like $20 or something, whatever, I better be sure that I'm gonna get that money if I'm getting promised that. Now, again, this is not saying, oh, I'm doing it for the money or whatever. No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. I love doing this. I want to continue to do this. I want to continue to grow my channel. I want to continue to provide content. I want to continue to do that. that. And I want to continue to get more viewers. I want to continue doing what I've been doing. I want to make video after video after video about game after game after game about anime after anime after anime, about controversial topics, about topics that affect me, that affect a lot of people, that interest me, and I want to continue to provide the best geek gaming culture that I can do. But in order to do that, I need to be able to know that whoever is behind me, which is this MCN, is going to be able to provide what they're saying they're going to provide. And in the case of Maker Studios, they have not done anything. Now, I heard that they are good with defending you against game copyright infringement issues, but lately it seems like they have relaxed on that. I don't know if Jim Sterling is part of this, but obviously he's had his issues. If he's with Maker Studios, what are they doing to help him? I mean, look what happened with PewDiePie. He was with Maker Studios up until the whole issue with the Wall Street Journal. Maker Studios is supposed to be ones to protect their own people against stuff like that. Just like what happened with him in the Wall Street Journal. That is their job. They are supposed to be doing that as a part of who they are, and they have not done that. Instead, they tucked between their legs. They said, goodbye, PewDiePie. We're not going to protect you, even though we should have well known whether or not you did anything anti-Semitic, even close to that. And we are going to say sayonara because we can't pay you, but we can't say we can't pay you. We can't say that we can't afford to have you on our network. So we're just going to use this as a convenient smokescreen for this. And this is the reason why I said that right at the beginning, is because we know right from the get-go that they are in financial turmoil. Make no mistake about it. The words creator space has evolved over the past few years. We concluded that we have outgrown our original model for multiple tiers of service for our creator community. BS. You have found out that you can't afford to have that many people on your service anymore because Disney bought you out thinking that PewDiePie was going to be the next big thing, at least for you. And when it got too tough for you to be able to provide for him, you found a convenient way out. And from the conspiracy theories that people have had about what's been going on with PewDiePie and Maker Studios and the Wall Street Journal, I have a feeling that you're going to get sued before long. Because the conspiracy theory is now that Disney and the Wall Street Journal worked in collusion to be able to have Disney say to the Wall Street Journal, hey, can you get us out of this contract with PewDiePie? And the Wall Street Journal, knowing that they had some issues in the past, saying, yeah, we could do that. We could do that. That is one of the reasons why I think PewDiePie should sue the asses off of both Maker Studios and the Wall Street Journal. I'm going to repeat this over and over again. This is something that's not going to go away, Maker. This is something that's not going to go away, Wall Street Journal. And yes, I'm harping on it again, because now we have a problem with people being more and more on edge about the types of jokes that they are doing lately, and if they are appropriate or if they are not family friendly enough. If you want to bring in what Bog Otter had to do the past Sunday about some of the things that transpired on his subathon, and I'm going to just let you watch that to figure out what they actually were. But how much you want to bet that he had the PewDiePie situation at the back of his mind when he was recording that video? Pretty much I want to suspect that he had that in mind as well. And now we have this issue with Maker Studios releasing a lot of people out of contract, myself included. Am I going to get an MCN? Probably not, because the more we hear about MCNs, the less and less attractive they are. Can they help you? I don't know. From my personal experience, probably not. Now, the problem is right now, what are these channels going to do about the AdSense stuff? Are they going to be able to get into that system? YouTube has been known to never tell anybody anything and to just roll out stuff without anybody knowing that they rolled anything out or that anything happened. They've been known to do that. And when it comes to what I've said before, why do we have to apply again? Would it be just, okay, now we're just part of AdSense now, we don't have to worry about reapplying? Is that the information that we need to know about? This is something that YouTube and Maker Studios has to tell us about what's going on. They need to clarify this concrete. they need to tell us real soon. So I would assume that I'm not going to be the only one that says something about this. I hope I'm not the only one that's going to say something about this, but apparently this is something that we have foreseen happening ever since the news came out that Maker Studios was going to downsize. And here they're saying, oh, we're going to upscale. We have become too big. No, you've become too broke to handle this. And you're trying to save face, and it is standard corporate double talk, and you know it. You know exactly what it is that you have done. You know exactly what it is you're doing. You know exactly. We're not stupid. We're not dumb. We know exactly what it is that is the problem. It's the fact that you could not handle this budget. You never could. You didn't help anybody out when they really needed you. You just tucked your tail between your legs and Brian. You released one of your top tier YouTubers and made a convenient cover story, a convenient smokescreen to hide the real fact of why you could not support him anymore, because you didn't have the money to support him anymore. But you still cannot say the truth. You cannot say the truth. You cannot say that, hey, we're in financial turmoil. We cannot afford to support all these people anymore. If you would just say that, if you would just say, hey, we're having trouble right now, we're going to have to downsize, we're going to have to do a layoff, which is perfectly fine, then just say that. Why go through this double talk? Why do this stuff? It's because you want to somehow save face somehow. You know that you were in question. You know exactly what's going on. You know that you got caught with this PewDiePie thing. And you want to make sure that you have the wording there so you cannot get sued. So in about a month, I'm going to be free of my contract. I don't think I could be any happier about that part. I said before that I'm probably not going to renew. When that does come up, well, this has come up, and I have seen this coming. A lot of people have seen this coming. Again, this is not just me who got this. This is about everybody who was a smaller YouTuber who had been a part of Maker Studios, who had got this letter. And now we have to figure out just what's going to happen with these other smaller MCNs that were under the Maker umbrella. What's going to happen with MVGDV particularly, and also what's going to happen once these people are left back into the wild. I will try to give you as many updates as I possibly can to this situation, but yeah, Maker Studios, yeah, I'm probably not going to miss you that much as pertains to a personal contract with you. My name is JD Shadow, and that just happened.